The way Sacramento used to be, a hard-nosed team, very tough to win in that building. The fans were into it and things like that to see where it went. Just trying to get that passion back for the city because I know they deserve it and they're looking for it. So hopefully we can do it. I'm up for that challenge, and I think it'll take all those guys to come in together and try to get that job done.
What did you make of this process overall, free agency? I mean, was it enjoyable at all?
It was a little stressful at times, but I think things are given and blessed to those who can wait. And I waited for the right opportunity, had some other offers, and just thought not just saying this is a winning opportunity, but this is an opportunity to do something special, do something that maybe a lot of people don't think that we can do it. To try to push that that envelope. So I think it's just a great situation for not just me but Vince and Zach to come in and teach these young guys and bring that Sacramento basketball that I used to watch when I was a kid with Doug Christie and Mike Bibby and all those guys.
Thanks, George. Appreciate
How's your health?
I'm good.
Are you healthy now?
Yeah, I'm definitely good.
It's tough in the playoff film,
Yeah, I had that turf toe, which was kind of bothering me. And
how did you get rid of it? Which toe?
It was my left toe. To get rid of turf toe, you got to let it rest.
Yeah.
And I never really gave it the opportunity to rest in Utah. I would let it rest for a week and then try to go back on it. And with turf toe, it's something serious. You got to let it rest for a month or so. And once I did it after the season, I let it rest, didn't do anything for a month, and then I got work on it. And as far as just treatment, moving, the mobility, I haven't had pain since then.
So any thoughts? I mean, the West is packed, and the Kings are. You weren't tempted to go East? I mean, obviously, easier path to the playoffs these days, right? With
I'm not a guy that wants to take the easy route. I feel like, as me, I like the challenge. I like to take the hard road. I like to take the road where, like I said, no one thinks you can do it, to try to prove them wrong, the underdog mentality. I think that's the best opportunity for us to do what we love to do the right way.
So where did that come from? Have you always been that way, or is this something you got hold of?
Yeah, I grew up in a rough neighborhood in Indianapolis, so all the odds was always against me. I was always that guy that I went to a small mid-major school in college, IUPUI, when I had a bunch of high D1 offers where I was like, well, a lot of people saying, oh, you're not going to make it to the NBA out of there. You can't do this. You can't do that. And them are the things that kind of fueled me. I always was up for the challenge. I always wanted to prove people wrong. I always wanted that underdog mentality where, at the end of the day, you can smile and say, we did it.
Yeah. Well, you've got a hybrid game, a very interesting game. You're long by the point. You're great, terrific defensively. You can run an offense. How did you just develop your game? Who are the influences on your game? I
mean, that's been me my whole life. I've always had that, that slow type of kind of cool game where, I don't need to have that rah-rah dunking on you all the time. Like, I'm just as effective as you are dunking than I can do shooting floaters and things like that. So just learn to let the game come to me, especially when I got to San Antonio, learning from a guy like Manu and Tony and Tim, how to play the game the right way, how to be a pass-first person and let the game come to you, take the shots when they're there, how to be a professional. I think that's, Coach Pop always had a thing where he says the rock and hammer, and where you keep pounding that rock and you keep pounding it, and that rock may not crack until the 100th blow, and everyone thinks it might have been that 100th blow that made it crack, but it's the pounds before that made it crack. And I kind of stuck with that since my rookie year. Like, I understand what he's talking about. You just keep pounding that rock, keep pounding. Eventually that rock has to break, and that's how I am.
You played for some good coaches.
Definitely so.
I mean, you played for Pop, you played for Quinn.
Pop, Vogel, and Quinn.
Yeah.
All three different styles, but very smart at what they do.
So have you watched a lot of Fox? Did you watch the college game?
I watched. I wasn't big on. I didn't watch a lot of college basketball this year just because we were so busy.
Yeah.
But the times that I have got to watch, I was very impressed with him. Like I even told them, I think he was the best guard in the draft. I think Sacramento got a steal with what he brings to the table with speed, can finish, athletic, developing his shot. You know, gonna work with him on putting, you know, bulk, some muscle on him. He may not get big, but be physically strong from a standpoint of wiry strong. And you know, I'm just eager to get with him and pick his brain, and he do the same thing as me, and just, you know, just go in every day and work and lead by example and take him underneath my wing and, you know, do the right things on and off the court and try to build something special.
Well, your jumper got better, right? As your career
Definitely
progressed.
so.
How would you compare your jumper coming in the league as his is now?
Well, like he was, I was a scorer in college, you know, and you know, coming to the NBA is a different type of shooting. You know, that ball's a little heavier, it feels like. That rim is a little farther. You know, those lines are pushed back a lot farther than what it looks like. So just sticking to your game, you know, developing it, get stronger, you know, staying the course, you know, developing your craft, staying with it every day, knocking down shots, just talking to yourself about you can do it and building that confidence, and that's what I did every day.
George, you did something like this in Utah with Dante. Are you bringing a lot of stuff that you did with Dante into this equation too?
I mean,
you still played the lion's share of the minutes, but you were there to help him kind of go.
I mean, definitely so. Just trying to get him over the hump. You know, he's had a rough career so far with up and downs, injuries, and, you know, in the minutes and not minutes and things like that. But you know, it was a great opportunity with him, and, you know, trying to come here and do the same thing with Fox to just build something special.
For you, what was it about this situation? You were in to see the Lakers. You had a bunch of teams that were calling. Then it was Sacramento. It didn't seem like this was the one, and then you were here.
I mean, definitely so. A couple of teams I was in talk to wasn't focusing on winning this year. A couple of teams wanted to win, and, you know, Sacramento called and said, you know, we have a lot of young guys, but we're not here to tank. And we want to win, and we want to do it the right way. And if we take our lumps and bruises, we take our lumps and bruises. But we're trying to win, and we're going to bring a couple other veterans in. And they told me who else they're bringing in. I was like, it's a done deal. You know, I've been friends with, you know, Zach Randolph for a long time from our Indy days and working out in Indianapolis together. And, you know, I've always been a fan of Vince Carter ever since I was a kid with what he meant to the game. So, you know, when they told me those guys are coming in, and then always being a friend of Garrett Temple already from San Antonio days, it was a no-brainer to come in and try to do something special here.
You saw some of these guys last year through Utah. You know, you saw Buddy and you saw what Scal was starting to look like down the stretch. What do you think the ceiling is for some of those guys?
I mean, it's unlimited. You know, I think we can't put a top on it. You know, we got to keep working day by day and, you know, solidify roles here. You know, I think with great teams, you have great role players, and it's not going to be, every guy can't be the go-to guy, everybody can't be the man, but all 15 guys got to be that guy where it says, no matter what happens, we're going to get the best shot, or we're going to get the best, you know, chance to get a stop on that possession. So I think their ceiling is very high, but we got to put it all together.
George.